The global economy's center of gravity is shifting to Asia. The region's economy is already comparable in scale to those of Europe and North America, and its global importance is growing. Many Asian countries have broken the cycle of poverty in others. This historic goal is within reach. While quick economic growth remains a priority, citizens expect it to be sustainable and inclusive as well. And, because Asia is now so crucial to the global economy, it must play a bigger role in global economic leadership. Addressing these difficulties requires regional economic cooperation. In connection, this lesson is about Asian regionalism. Specifically, these topics are to be discussed: globalization and regionalization, Asian integration, and challenges to Asian regionalization. In this lesson on Asian regionalism, the following are the learning competencies. 1. Differentiate between regionalization and globalization. 2. Identify the factors leading to greater integration of the Asian region. 3. Analyze how different Asian states confront the challenges of globalization and regionalization. These learning competencies are the set goals of this lesson for students to achieve. To facilitate learning of the lesson, the following questions will help. 1. Why are globalization and regionalization a contradiction union? 2. What is Asian integration? What are the factors that lead to Asian integration? What are the benefits of Asian integration? 3. What are the challenges to Asian integration? You are to answer them as you go on tackling the lesson so as to evaluate the level of learning about this lesson. Let us start our discussion on the relationship between globalization and regionalization. Specifically, this topic will answer the question, why are globalization and regionalization a contradiction union? In this contemporary world, the most important trends in development are, on the one hand, the process of globalization, and on the other, the expanding activity of regional integration. Globalization has an impact on economic and political processes on a worldwide scale, but regionalization begins with considering diverse events and the requirements of distinct sections of the country. Globalization and regionalization are contradicting unions since their goals might be highly diverse in some circumstances and similar in others. Globalization and regionalization differ in that globalization refers to the increasing interdependence of the world's economies, cultures, and populations as a result of cross-border trade in goods and services, technology, and flows of investment, people, and information, whereas regionalization refers to the grouping of countries into blocks for regional cooperation to ensure that the unique needs of the member countries are met. However, it is impossible to deny that globalization and regionalization have unifying aspects. Globalization and regionalization have similarities in that both are drives or forces of the modern world that may either unite or separate people. Furthermore, these entities have an impact on various facets of human life such as social, political, economic, cultural, etc. Both globalization and regionalization have resulted in the transformation and integration of certain traditions and cultures of the countries. Globalization is linked to the regionalization of international relations, where regionalization is the segmentation of an integrated and globalized globe, where regions are being formed into the global political structure, both at the micro and macro levels. Surprisingly, while society moves toward globalization, regionalism appears to be taking place in practically every corner of the planet. The majority of nations on all continents are participants of regional trade agreements, whether through customs unions, free trade zones, or other preferential arrangements. Over 200 regional trade agreements or RTAs have been reported to the World Trade Organization or WTO, with more than 150 in force. To be discussed is Asian integration. It will be dealing with the following questions. What is Asian integration? What are the factors that lead to Asian integration? What are the benefits of Asian integration? Regionalism is a newer component of Asia's emergence. Trade, financial transactions, direct investment, technology, labor and tourist movements, and other economic ties are progressively connecting Asia's economy. A vibrant and forward-thinking Asian regionalism may benefit the entire globe, not just Asia. It has the potential to support the region's prosperity and stability, and, with the appropriate policies, alleviate disparity. It might also aid in the coordination of a coordinated response to large new issues, which frequently emerge quickly and unexpectedly. A dynamic, connected Asia may apply the region's vast intellectual and economic resources to existing and future issues. And it has the potential to assist power and stabilize the global economy by increasing productivity, rising living standards, and eliminating poverty worldwide. Everyone will benefit from a stable, unified, and prosperous Asia. On regionalism. Regional cooperation, when properly constituted and implemented, is a powerful new policy instrument in Asia. It can help Asia solve regional difficulties while also strengthening the basis for its global leadership. An Asia that is integrated can link its different economies' competitive assets to enhance productivity and sustain the region's extraordinary development, connect the region's capital markets to increase financial stability, lower the cost of financing, and expand prospects for risk-sharing, work together to develop exchange rate and macroeconomic policies that reduce the consequences of global and regional shocks and assist the settlement of global imbalances, combine the region's foreign exchange reserves to make greater resources accessible for investment and growth, exercise global decision-making leadership to safeguard the open global trade and financial institutions that have sustained a half-century of unprecedented economic growth, construct interconnected infrastructure and collaborate on inclusive development to eliminate inequities inside and between economies, hence increasing support for pro-growth policies and establish regional systems to effectively handle cross-border health, safety, and environmental concerns. These advantages of collaboration may extend to growing Asian countries that are not yet part of the region's integrating core. Indeed, Asian integration stands to benefit Asian countries with the improved chances for economic growth that it brings.
Worlds benefit from Asian regionalism. The rest of the world may profit from Asian regionalism as long as Asian economies continue to integrate not just with one another, but also with the rest of the globe. Sustained Asian dynamism, bolstered by regional collaboration, has the potential to increase Asia's role as a new and stabilizing engine of world economic growth. There are several reasons why Asia is likely to stay outward-looking, not the least of which is that its economy is based in large part on economies of scale and scope in manufacturing and hence requires global markets to thrive at their full potential. Indeed, because an interconnected Asia would have a significant interest in the global economy, it will have both a motive and leverage to play a larger role in maintaining global markets open and dynamic. An Asia that is integrated can create productivity gains, fresh ideas, and competition that promote economic growth and incomes globally, contribute to the efficiency and stability of global financial markets by making Asian capital markets stronger and safer, and by maximizing the productive use of Asian savings, diversify global demand sources, assisting in the stabilization of the global economy and mitigating the dangers caused by global imbalances and downturns in other major economies, provide leadership to help maintain open global commerce and financial systems, and provide regional systems to improve the management of health, safety, and environmental challenges, therefore contributing to more effective global solutions to these problems. While Asian regionalism is driven largely by a desire to enhance welfare in the area, it will not do so at the expense of progress abroad. On the contrary, Asian regionalism has the potential to support global economic growth at a time when other key regions are nearing economic maturity. The economic development of Asia is unparalleled. The area is home to more than half of the world's population, generates 3/10 of global production in terms of buying power, and consistently has the greatest economic growth rates in the world. The Asian miracle did not come to an end with the 1997-1998 financial crisis a decade ago for several nations. It signaled the start of renewed acceleration. The question is no more whether Asia will be crucial to the economy of the 21st century, but rather how it will play that role and how its reliance on the rest of the globe will be reduced.
The previous topic discusses about Asian integration and the benefits that may come with it. However, such a matter as Asian integration comes with challenges. The next topic deals with these challenges. The main question to be answered by this topic is, what are the challenges to Asian integration? Globalization has significantly altered Asia's role in the global economy. Only a decade ago, Asia's emerging countries accounted for 1/6 of global production. However, as a result of several nations in the area implementing good domestic economic policies, mobilizing considerable amounts of domestic savings, and attracting significant private capital inflows, Asia currently accounts for around 1/4 of global GDP in purchasing power parity terms. However, globalization has its equal share of challenges for Asia besides the social concerns that Asia is currently facing, to wit, globalization and Asian regional security. Globalization's influence on Asia's security environment is multifaceted. Globalization may be altering ties between nations in addition to affecting political and economic situations within them. While globalization may reduce the likelihood of violence in some regions of the region, some conventional security issues remain impervious to its impacts. In fact, globalization may exacerbate long-standing conflicts. Globalization trends are also creating new problems that will put regional governments' capacity to collaborate to the test. Globalization is associated with the following concerns that Asia needs to deal with. 1. New transnational risks. Globalization has contributed to the growth of important security challenges to Asian countries like energy and environmental difficulties, food and water availability, migration, and organized crime and terrorism. Responses to these challenges must be multilateral to be effective. 2. Transitions in power. Because globalization may fuel fast economic growth, power shifts can occur more swiftly than in the past in Asia. Rapid Chinese growth and Japanese economic stagnation may alter Asia's geopolitical equilibrium in a short period. 3. Military duties will be expanded. The combination of new threats and persistent concerns will throw unprecedented demands on regional military formations of Asia. Militaries in Asia will have to take on new responsibilities as resources and recruiting diminish. Asia's social concerns. For the advantages of regional integration to be shared by all, including the poor and the socially disadvantaged, a wide variety of social concerns must be addressed. Public policies must emphasize inclusive growth to generate opportunities for everyone, especially the poorest, to provide a safety net for those who fall on hard times, and to fulfill other social and environmental goals. The following are the social challenges that Asia must solve to profit from Asian integration, as mentioned in the book Emerging Asian Regionalism, a partnership for shared prosperity, published by the Asian Development Bank in 2008. 1. Poverty. Asia has made significant progress in decreasing poverty, but significant difficulties remain. According to the ESCAPADB-UNDP 2007 study, the decline in individuals living on less than 2 per day in Asia has been less impressive. People earning little more than one per day certainly risk falling back below the poverty line during difficult times. 2. Inequality. Inequality is socially undesirable, and it may erode support for regional integration. In many Asian nations, the disparity is substantial and growing. The disparity has decreased in Thailand and Vietnam but has increased significantly in the People's Republic of China and India, as measured by the Gini coefficient. The Asian richest fifth of the population spending is increasing far faster than the Asian lowest fifths. This is related to the rich getting richer faster than the poor. The region's general growth plan is successful, but the benefits must be distributed more evenly. 3. Unemployment and underemployment. Despite Asia's extraordinary development, unemployment in most of the region's countries is greater than it was before the crisis. Studies conducted both in 2006 by Felipe and Hassan, and Capsos reveal that job growth is less susceptible to production growth than previously thought. Because work is the poor's major asset, fewer new employment is likely to suggest less poverty alleviation. Underemployment, while difficult to define and even more difficult to quantify consistently, is a far more serious problem. In 2005, 500 million or around 29% of Asia's 1.7 billion employees were either jobless or underemployed. ADB 2008-4. Environmental issues. As Asia's economy expands, so will its energy demand. The challenge to Asia is to achieve an orderly and inexpensive transition to growth that includes fewer carbon emissions and sustainable natural resource management. Asia's fast and sometimes unplanned urbanization and motorization are also contributing to the region's environmental problems. Dangerous air pollution continues to be at unacceptable levels in several Asian cities. Water bodies in the region are also under threat. Untreated waste and pollutants discharged from homes, farms, industry, and municipalities can contribute to the spread of waterborne infections and is a serious public health concern. Asian road to globalization is challenged by both external factors that come from the negative impact of globalization and from the external factors which are Asian social concerns. This lesson emphasizes the following key points. 1. Globalization and regionalization are a contradicting union, because their aims might be quite different in some situations and very similar in others. 2. A thriving, forward-thinking Asian regionalism may benefit the entire world, not just Asia. It has the potential to promote the region's economy and stability, as well as to reduce disparity with the right policies. It might also help with the planning of a coordinated response to big new concerns, which often surface rapidly and unexpectedly. 3. Asia's journey to regionalization has been hampered by the influence of globalization and Asian societal problems that must be addressed to profit from Asian integration.